So right now we're gonna talk about some things that you should do before you write your goals and your New Year's resolution. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. We're not waiting for opportunity, we create an opportunity. You heard? All right. So the number one and most important thing and only thing that you need to check before you write your goals or your New Year's resolution, or follow your New Year's resolution, because we're already past the new year for 2022, you should be asking yourself, who am I? Who are you? That's what you need to be asking yourself. The reason I say this is, how can you make a goal or have a goal to go towards if you don't know who you are? What you like, what you enjoy, where you find yourself the best at, where you feel the best at. How can you know who you are if you don't know who you are? If that makes sense. Like, you're making goals for yourself, saying this is who you are, but you don't really understand who you are to make these goals. And a big misconception is, some of us looking at goals we did last year, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, that we haven't done. And we're putting these goals in for now. And a big problem with that is, we're not that same person we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. We're not that same person. We change, we develop, we experience new things. We don't experience things the same every time. You understand? You can do the same thing over and over, but have different experience to it. Just because it's a routine doesn't mean you're gonna have the same experience to it. You have to understand that, because your development change, your growth change, what you've learned change, who you are changes, right? So you have to find out who you are right now while you're sitting there in the essence of what you are, like what makes you tick? What is it that you enjoy? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? What frustrates you? What annoys you? Who annoys you? Who frustrates you? What are you doing to frustrate and annoy yourself? Right? What do you like to eat now, for example? I guarantee you it's not always the same thing you enjoyed before. Not saying you don't still love it, but it may not be your go-to. For example, some people get introduced to pizza, right? It was a family thing. So pizza night was every Friday. Friday night, pizza night, right? Pops and moms come through. We having pizza Friday night. Looking forward to pizza night every Friday, right? Then you got a little older. You going out with your friends, right? You out of high school and college now. You in college now. Find out about Taco Tuesdays. And you're like, you getting 2-for-1s at Taco Tuesdays, right? So now you at Taco Tuesdays, like, man, I can't wait for Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Friday night, you might be looking to go out with your friends and do something totally different. You're not looking to eat pizza on Friday. Not saying you don't enjoy pizza still, but it's not your go-to during the week anymore. You understand? It changes because your environment changes, your growth, your surroundings, things that you're doing, right? Another example, you in high school, you might only be working a few hours a week, going to school, enjoying high school life, right? Getting ready for college. You get out of college, you go to college now, I'm sorry, not get out of college, you get out of high school, go to college now, right? Now you in college, and you're sitting there and you're like, man, I gotta work like 32 hours a week, got classes full time. My time is different than my time was in high school. The enjoyments that I can have and what I can do with my time and the money that the income that I'm getting as well, or how I gotta spend it is totally different. My independence is different, right? My responsibilities are different. So my choices are different. They're not gonna be the same from when I was 19 going to college and working to when I was 16 working part-time going to high school, right? Different. I still had a goal in mind, yes, but how I got to that goal and certain little goals, micro goals I had were different, right? Because it's two different growths, two different changes in your life at the moment. That's the same way it is now each year. So a lot of people get hung up on goals they didn't accomplish 3-5 years ago. You're not the same person you were 3 or 5 years ago or a year ago. So stop getting hung up on those goals, because you may need to cross those goals out, because you may not even give two whatever about them anymore. They may not be you no more. You may be somebody different in a different environment, different world, different surrounding, different people with you in different groups. You know what I'm saying? Different things that you actually learned, different experiences that you've had throughout life, shifting you to something different. You understand? So don't get hung up on the past goals. Don't get hung up on them. Get rid of them. I remember listening about certain hip-hop guys, right? Like rappers, like 50 Cent, for instance, right? I talk about 50 a lot because I like to talk about moguls that we've seen go through a lot of different things and understand the adjustments, changes that they need to do in order to advance themselves, right? You know what I mean? To understand the shift, right? So when him and Dr. Dre and Eminem, when he was on Shady for his first first album under Shady, Get Rich or Die Trying, he said it. He was like, people like, how you do this album? He goes, listen, I go in there, I do a song, woo, 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 woo. If Dre said, yo, that ain't it, he's like, I tossed it. On to the next. He didn't hold on to that song. How can I make this song better? How can I make it good for Dre to like it so I can put it on or hold on to it? Well, I'm going to hold on to it for 5 years from now and drop it. He's like, yo, you don't like it? Cut from the album. Let's go on to the next song. He understood that I'm trying to develop something new here, grow something new here. I can't stay stuck in that. And the environment that I'm around is not seeing this. They're seeing something different that I may not be seeing. So I'm going to roll with that because it's a new environment. I'm trying to learn this and understand it. So I'm not going to be stuck to something. Stop sticking yourself, all right? You're sticking your own self, okay? You're sticking yourself in the wrong place, okay? In the wrong culo, okay? So just chill out, man. Look at yourself. Ask yourself who you are today, right now. Ask yourself who you are today, okay? And find out who you are. What do you like to eat? Where do you like to go? Who do you enjoy? When do you feel the best enhancement of yourself? Is it outside? Is it inside? Is it reading a book? Is it going out with certain friends? Is it doing a certain activity? Something new that you learned this year that you liked? You know, maybe you never played hockey or something like that, and now you're doing hockey, and you enjoy doing hockey. So now you're like, yo, my new thing what I like to do is hockey. Or maybe it's baseball, or maybe it's playing pool, or maybe it's tennis, or maybe it's, I don't know, axe throwing. Like, I went axe throwing with my wife for one of our friends' birthday parties. And that was amazing and scary at the same time because my wife was killing it. I barely could get anything on the board. My wife was just, whoo, whoo. That's why I was scared. Just saying, okay? That's why I was scared. But I enjoyed it. I never knew about it before. Our friend, she decided to do it. Her and her husband did it for her birthday. And we all went. We had an amazing time. Something new. And we want to do it again. And it's something that's on my list of things to do that wasn't on my list prior to that, right? So what am I supposed to do? Not add it to the list because I didn't get to the other things? Or I started looking at some other things on my list like, I don't care to do that anymore because I'm not in that headspace, right? I don't care to do certain activities or hobbies because I'm not in that headspace no more. I'm in a different headspace. I'm in a different environment, different place in my life. And I got to accept that. And I got to let it go. And if it comes back, it comes back. When I feel like I'm that person again. Or when I feel I'm in that place again in my life. I'm not. I'm in a different place in my life and I enjoy it. I like doing this now, right? I like talking to the people. I like telling you guys my thought process and hopefully I can tell you something to help you. You know what I mean? To bring you up, to uplift you. You know what I mean? I needed it throughout my life and I got it from certain places, which I'm thankful for. But a lot of times I had to tap into myself. You know what I mean? And that's what Self Day is about. Tapping into yourself to get the true strength. We all need a self day, right? You need a self day to recharge and re-energize yourself, right? But can you afford a self day? You feel me? We have to look at that as well, right? Because we're all out there going to school, work, whatever we may do, taking care of children, husband, wife, boyfriend, cars, whatever it might be doing. Got goals and dreams, right? But for us to check those goals and dreams, we got to check ourselves. Because some of us are still chasing goals and dreams from 5 to 10 years ago that we're no longer that and we can't let it go because we still think we're that. I've seen people have goals, right? and found out something within the goal they were chasing that they preferred to do than the goal. But they had to understand who they really were. You understand? That's all it is, adjusting yourself. Because you may go to that going like, yo, and you may run into something else like, yo, that's how life is. Like, you maneuver, you restructure yourself. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you failed at your goal. That means you was real with yourself and not gonna waste your damn time. You're not gonna waste your life, this breath, what you breathe in, what you live in. You're not gonna waste that. You're gonna hold that strong. You understand? So please, the first and most important thing before you create your goals and your New Year's resolution for this year, and please adjust them to who you are. Check who you are first. And after you understand who you are, then you can make your goals and your resolutions, because it will line up with you and you'll be in more enjoyment to it. You understand? It won't feel like a task. It won't feel like work. It won't feel like pressure. And it won't matter what people are saying to you. Oh, well, why you didn't do that when you said you was going to do that night? Because that's not who I am. And then you might be like, oh, maybe you don't need to be around here either. You know what I mean? So, yo, find out first and foremost, before this year gets rolling, who am I? Who are you? Remember that. Yo, listen, we're not waiting for opportunities, we creating opportunities. We're not waiting for opportunities, we creating opportunities.